You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming, and some of you moms, what are the Gaming Dragon? Today I'm coming back at you with Let's Play episode of Tennessee, Shoichi's Path. So let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Ah, great. I'm apparently as easy to read as can be. I'm fine. Everyone knows I'm fine never actually means I'm fine. You're looking too much into it. Come on, I'm your brother. You can talk to me, can't you? Somehow, I really don't like the idea. Even if my mind logically knows that there's no way Aki would ever be unkind or homophobic, I still have a warning sign ringing inside my head whenever I think about telling him. Hell, telling Saya was less nerve-wracking than Aki, and I say that knowing full well that he doesn't have it in him to be cruel. I guess I had a fight with Shoichi. Or maybe not with Shoichi himself, more like with Shoichi's dad. There, just be as vague about it as possible. I need to bring our relationship into the conversation at all. That does sound like it would suck, but why would you get so down over something so basic? Sometimes your lack of tact astounds me. Or maybe innocence would be a better way to describe it. Just apologize and things will be good, no? You know, you're so mature most of the time that sometimes I forget you're still just a little kid. Huh? That sort of naivety is exactly what I'd expect from a kid his age after all. Sometimes people don't want to accept apologies. It doesn't always work out for the best. So you did apologize. Well, that doesn't answer. The answer doesn't exactly fill me with confidence. God damn it! I have a good point. I'm right. I can't let a little technicality like this invalidate me completely. Sometimes people don't deserve an apology. Now you're backtracking. I'm allowed this. Yeah, I'm sure you are. And in the meantime, you'll continue being upset. Well, have you talked to Shoichi at all about this? We kind of haven't talked since it happened. It's not like you guys to not speak at all for so long. Tell me about it. Sometimes I forget just how used I am to seeing his face or talking to him almost every day. Even when we're both really busy, we always manage to make some time for each other, even if it was just to say a quick hi. I feel really uneasy being like this, like something is really wrong. I hate that feeling. Yeah, I'm gonna try talking to him about it tomorrow morning. At the very least, I don't like feeling like I can't talk to him. Yeah, that's probably for the best. There's definitely a few frustrations I need to air out before things can go back to normal. That's enough of that, though. Go clean yourself up. Dinner will be ready by the time you're done. I left the tub filled for you. Yeah, thanks. Aki walks out of the kitchen, his steps echoing as he moves up the stairs. Aki, thanks for hearing me out even a little bit. You're the best little brother. June 13th, Tuesday. The number of students passing by the gate is very small even for this time of morning. Just to make sure there'd be no way I'd miss Yuuichi, I dropped by even before the gates opened and just hung around them waiting for him to arrive. I also might not have been able to sleep much which may have contributed to me being so early. Regardless, I lazily watched the few students that dropped by early in the morning while keeping my eyes open for a certain husky. Checking the time on my phone to see that's around the time when he'd be showing up for class. He'll probably come by any time now. Man, he's going to be really surprised to see me here even before him. The last time it happened was by complete accident. He still looks shell-shocked. Just thinking about it, I can't help but pout a little bit. It's like he has no expectations of me at all. Maybe I should start working a little bit harder to teach him a lesson. But he'd be real annoyed if I turned out to score higher than him on our next midterms. I'd love to see that look on his face. I'm sure it looked lovely. But then again, he always does look lovely. What am I doing? I'm daydreaming about embarrassing stuff instead of paying attention. God damn it, Yuuichi, my head is filled with so much of you lately. I'm definitely going to make him pay for it soon. There he is. I see a familiar figure walking towards the gate with his eyes glued to the ground, his bag slung over his shoulder and held behind his back. His tail swishes meekly behind him, almost falling between his legs. I don't even need to get close to understand what Saya meant. He absolutely looks like a zombie. Morning. Morning. He mumbles an unenthusiastic answer back at me, taking a few more steps past me as if it were nothing. Then, as if it had begun to click in his head, he stops in his tracks. Turning around, he stares at me with a blank look on his face for a few seconds before. You? Jeez, took you long enough. What are you doing spacing out this hard first thing in the morning? Huh? Eloquent. You're sure to be a valedictorian. How are you here this early? Same way as always. I walked. You know that's not what I meant. I was hoping you and I could talk, so I decided to get here early before you get busy. Is that alright? Oh, I guess that makes sense. Sure, we can talk. Let's walk a little over there. I don't want people overhearing us. I quickly point to a corner a few meters away from the main gate. Still by the front of the school, but far enough that no one can just pass by and hear us. And it's an open area, so if anyone starts getting close, we'll see them. Sure. Shoichi flashes me a strained smile, pressing his lips so tightly together that they form a thin line. Once we're there, I take a few deep breaths. I've already rehearsed what I wanted to say since last night. Now all that's left is saying it. When I feel ready, I turn around again, seeing Shuichi staring at me expectantly. It's pretty clear to see that I'm not the only one feeling awkward and uncomfortable in this situation. I think we need to talk about what happened last Friday. I measure my words and my tone of my voice, trying to speak as neutrally as possible. Shuichi nods slowly, listening intently. I'm sorry to have put you in such a horrible position. I was trying my hardest to not cause any problems for you, but I messed up anyway. I'm gonna pause it right there, y'all. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. Firm is probably the best bet with him. All right, guys and gals, and we are back. Let's go ahead and jump back into it, shall we? Okay. 1 second. Right here. Okay. Be firm. I'll be honest that I still believe I was right, and I still stand by what I said. I absolutely hate the way your father's treating you. But I cut him off before he can say it. I know him, and more importantly, I know that look on his face. I don't want to hear excuses. I don't want him to justify it or somehow act like it was acceptable. No matter what happens, that is absolutely the one thing I can't accept. If that's how he regularly treats you, then I'll say this now. I hate your father. Huh? You deserve better than to be treated like that, and I'll hate anyone who does. Come on, that much should already be obvious. It's not that bad. He means what... Stop. Shuichi bites his lip, still avoiding my gaze. He's not the type to ask for help. In fact, he's the type to blame himself for everything. I hate that about him. And even more than that, I hate the fact it took me so long to notice. If we hadn't begun dating and he hadn't taken so much of my attention lately, I might never have noticed. That thought alone scares me more than anything. But it's because he doesn't take proper care of himself that I'm going to have to be pushy. I need to look out for him until he starts looking out for himself. That's the decision I've come to, and I'm not backing down from it. I understand you want to keep the peace for now. I hate that that's what you want, but I understand it. But you and I are going to start looking into ways for you to fix this situation. What? I'm not expecting anything to change overnight, but I'm going to work on fixing that screwed up thought process of yours. Until you can stand up for yourself. I never want to see you treating like that ever again. I don't know. It's alright. I'll help you with that. You know I'm here for you. Yeah. Shuichi crosses his arms, hugging them tightly and close to his body. His entire body is quivering slightly as he looks away from me, his voice hushed and barely more than a whisper, breaking even though he's barely said a single word. I will also admit that it really hurt me to see you standing quietly like that. I felt like I had your back and you didn't have mine. I know we're both still new to this whole thing with our relationship. But that really hurt to see you let me take the heat like that without a word. Yeah. Shuichi's lips waver. He takes deep breaths, leaning his back against the wall and trying to stabilize himself. His eyes glisten even more against the sunlight, misty with small droplets beginning to form. It wasn't my intention to make him cry, but I really feel like I needed to get it all off my chest. If I didn't, then I definitely regret it. I place a hand on his shoulder, squeezing it lightly in an attempt to be reassuring. If there wasn't a risk of being seen, I'd give him a tight hug, but I don't want to call attention to us. Especially not when Shuichi is so vulnerable. I want to minimize the risk of people seeing this as much as possible. I stand by in silence, just trying to... 1 second, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. The cat is being a little bitch. I stand by in silence, just trying to let him feel me nearby. It takes a couple of minutes, but Yuuichi managed to recompose himself little by little. This would probably be a good chance to continue with what I had to say. It feels really good to have been able to get it off my chest. Although I admit that it felt more like I was talking at Shuichi instead of to him. For the time being, maybe we should look into a way for you to spend more time out of the house. For the time being? That's way too big an ask for you to call it that. Not necessarily. What if you started spending a few nights a week at your mom's? She still lives in your childhood home, right? That means you still have your room there. Shuichi chokes, his eyes going wide once he hears the words I have to say. Immediately upon hearing them, he takes an instinctive step away from me, hugging his arms close to his body and looking away. I can't. Come on, I know you have your reservations, but don't you think it's about time? She probably wouldn't want to see me. She's your mother. You know there's no way that's true. You're just making excuses again. Besides, I'm sure Hitoka-chan would enjoy seeing more of you, don't you think? I guess. Don't sound so meek about it. What's even holding you back at this point? I just... Can't we talk about this later? I don't think now's a good time. What? No, we can't talk about it later. We've already gotten this far, and it's not like this wasn't a difficult conversation to begin with. It's better to say everything that needs to be said instead of letting it loom over our heads. I know I'm not going to be able to feel at ease until then. But just tell me already why you're so hesitant to do it. I'm sure it can't be a big deal. I told you before. I feel guilty. Why guilty? You're not the reason they got divorced. You do know that, right? I agreed to go with Dad after without even being asked. I chose it out of my own free will. Mom wanted to get custody of both of us, but I knew there was no way that was going to happen, so I just chose to go. Because I wanted Toka to stay with Mom no matter what. Still, I also know it hurt her a lot. I basically gave up. She wanted me there, and I said no. That's just a bad situation. It's not your fault. That's easy for you to say. I don't know what I should do. I feel the need to say something, but I have no idea what. The whole thing sounds absurd to me, but for Shoichi, that's the reality he lives in. Should I even push the issue? Wouldn't he just get mad at me if I did? I just don't think you should at least try. Isn't that all you can really do? Just try your best? I'm sure she'll be happy to see you again. At the very least, I can't imagine her ever being angry at you. She probably missed you more than anyone else. Please don't say things like that. All I'm saying is, stop! What? Why are you yelling at me? Yuuichi raises his voice so suddenly I nearly jump back out of reflex. The fur around my neck bristles up and stands at attention. I asked you to stop. I don't want to hear this. Come on, why are you getting mad all of a sudden? I don't want to hear it. This is bad. Shuichi's tail is thrashing behind him. He's usually not the type to get angry this quickly. Is this a touchy subject for him? I hadn't even considered the possibility that it could be. I suppose it makes sense, but still. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there, y'all. Let me know what I should do next. Alright, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!